God created horses with this amazing ability to sense energy. Their hearts are way, way bigger than ours. So they feel and they hear those things, but their also energy field stretches out to at least 25 feet. So they can actually, they sense what's going on, primarily because they're a prey animal, not a predator. So as a prey, they have to be aware. And when they eat with head down. So they need to be aware of what's going on around them. So they sense energy. They also do it with people. And the one thing that's interesting for me when this happens is that when a client is working with a horse, if the horse decides they want to do this or they feel the energy, it's like a magnet, kind of. All right? So this is what we are hoping to experience today. But he's not trained, has no commands, so it's going to be between him and Wendy. No pressure, Wendy. So the other thing is that the client and the horse are going to go into the round pen together. So this is kind of letting you know what's going to happen because she has no idea. I ask the client to stand in the middle of the round pen. Wendy's going to go in the round pen with Buddy. Okay, they're going to be on what's called free rein, which simply means that he's not going to be tied. She's not going to hold on to him, and she's not going to talk to him. I'm going to ask Wendy to stand in the center. I'm going to ask her to close her eyes. I'm going to ask you to breathe, okay? Just breathe and relax and try to just relax. And usually whatever it is that you're coming for as a client, or any of us have things that are going on inside of us, it will come out in the form of energy, actually. So you're going to stand there for a while. So I usually stand over here where you people are sitting. I usually give the horse 10, 15 minutes and see what's happening. If something hasn't happened with a connection, I go up and ask the client, okay, so where's your head? What's going on? Where's your head? Sometimes I get the answer, well, I'm a little nervous. Is he going to step on my feet? Or, wow, it's a pretty day. Or, I hope he's going to do this with me. And I go, no, no, no. You need to breathe, and you need to start thinking about what you're going to do, what is bothering you in your body, and where you're feeling it. And so then the energy that that horse has and that you have, the horse begins to feel that energy, and the horse comes and joins up with you. And where he joins up with you, which I'm going to give you a little bit of introduction on, I call them meridians of energy. Some people call them chakras, but God has given us meridians of energy, and the meridians of energy in a human being are exactly the same meridians of energy that are in a horse. So he will come up, and wherever he joins up with Wendy today gives me an idea of probably something that might be going on with Wendy. So then we'll do a session, is what it is. I never know for sure what I'm going to say. It depends on her, and it depends on what's going on. And then I just watch Buddy. So you guys can do that too. You can sit and you can watch to see whatever it is you see. And then afterwards have questions or say, I saw this, or did this mean that, or why did you think this? So, but the energy centers, you have your crown. Okay, it's your head. This is called your crown. So the crown is basically your source to creator, okay? It's your source to your creator, it's your source to God. And then they actually have what they call a third eye, which is in here, which is intuition. So that simply is, you know, it's intuition, it's inspiration, it's sensory, but we can also hold there fear, cynicism, tension, and all that kind of stuff. The throat, this is your throat area. So the throat area is, of course, I mean, that's self-explanatory, right? Usually it means that you either talk too much, you don't talk enough, you've been told to shut up, you feel that you don't have a voice, you have a lot of problems doing things like that. And then we have the heart. So if you've been had issues with really being treated wrong, bad trauma, other things like that, then it comes in with the heart. It's also compassion, love, lack of, or maybe not any. The solar plexus, this is it. Anybody who does sports or you work out, you know that this is your solar plexus right here. You got to have strength right here, right? So this is where your strength comes from. So if the horse comes here a lot, there's usually something with will, determination. You don't feel strong. You're easily intimidated, things like that. The sacral. This is in here. That has to do with well-being, pleasure, sexuality, all right? And then the root, all the way down to the feet, and that's whether you're secure in yourself, you know who you are, what you're doing, anything like that. All right, so equine-assisted therapy and trauma is I use equine-assisted therapy to work with trauma. And I use it because once I saw it and I understood it, I go, I love this, and I see how it works, okay? In this type of therapy, the therapist must take a back seat to what is unfolding, to carefully watch and allow the process to take place. Abuse, abandonment, neglect, isolation, chronic misattachment result in a loss of co-regulation. The nervous system often remains in hyperarousal or shut down even when nothing is happening. For those who experience trauma, safety and being settled may be totally unfamiliar. The message received is that the world is a dangerous place. I need to always be on guard and I have to go it alone. Trust is usually null and void. This is where the experience of a horse becomes so important. He is a living creature that doesn't judge. He is caring, he can hold space, and he can hold your secrets, my secrets. And he shows acceptance and love. It allows the person who has been in hyperarousal for who knows how long to be able to settle, let go, and feel safe, which allows healing to begin as well as regulation of the nervous system. Trusting a human can be difficult. Many trauma experiences occurred in a relational context, but treatment needs to take place in a relational context. Therapy is usually a client and a therapist. Trusting another human can be very difficult, if not impossible. That is where the value of building a relationship with a horse comes in. The fundamental biological structures and functions that serve to regulate social relationships in equines are identical to those of humans. Studies show that connecting with animals is associated with reduced sympathetic arousal and hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal axis, as well as increased oxytocin levels. Oxytocin is released through bonding and attachment influences and helps to regulate social behavior, fear, stress, pain, and fosters tranquility, well-being, memory, and learning. Equine-assisted therapy and equine-assisted trauma recovery can provide some conditions required to restore a sense of regulation, safety, connections and relationships, allow the client to feel, and also allow the client to finally have the feeling of feeling seen, soothed, safe, and secure through the presence of a horse. So just an explanation for people who go, he's just an animal. Maybe he is. But for someone that's experienced a lot of trauma, he's more than that. He's a friend. He's somebody that shows caring and loving, and they can feel it. So, okay, you ready, girl? I'm going to walk in with her in the beginning to just introduce her to him. Oh, the other thing that I asked the client,
no touching.
Don't touch.
That's right.
Don't touch him until the end. At the end, you can touch him, you can pet him, you can hug him, you can kiss him, you do whatever you want, pretty much. But don't touch him in the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to come over here. And then I'm just going to ask you to just relax. He will get close, and he may touch you. And he actually may push you a little bit. So take a minute, just breathe and do some deep breathing exercise and just allow yourself to be in this present moment and feel authentic in your body. Ready? Yeah. Here, okay, all right, yeah, okay. Do your thing. So Wendy, I want you to stay where you're at. Can you tell me what you're thinking?
It's a little overwhelming.
Are you overwhelmed?
Just the feelings, but it's also peaceful.
Okay. What were you thinking about? What was going on the inside of you?
The struggle I'm having with my dad.
Okay. Okay. So, I know there's a lot of people here, but do you want to just give a couple of sentences of the struggle you're having with your dad?
Yeah, we struggle to communicate a lot.
Okay.
He was abusive.
Okay.
Just complicating things more, and I don't know, I guess I'm in a part of my healing journey where a lot of stuff is coming up
Okay.
that relates, and a lot of triggers.
Okay. Okay. So, is there like a distance between you and your dad? Okay. Yeah, has there always been a distance between you and your dad?
I mean, no and yes.
Okay. Are you afraid of him at all?
Yeah, very.
Okay. All right. So very afraid of him? Okay. So when Buddy's leaning up against you like that, where are you feeling it in your body? Okay. Did you start feeling it in your body there right away? Here. Okay. So because lots of times he will eat and do stuff and it takes him a while, but he was focused on you from the very beginning. He just didn't want to join up. It was like he was afraid to join up, but he was totally focused on you. And he was holding space and not moving at all. So could you sense that?
I could.
What was going on inside of you when you sensed that?
I just kept telling myself to breathe and calm down. I was triggered yesterday by a situation that brought it to the surface too, I think.
Okay.
Reminding myself to feel it and not do my initial response, which is like box it up till I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So you're trying to feel it. You didn't totally box it up. So you're trying to feel it. Okay. Another question. Trust. What about you with trust? Where's your trust at? I mean, obviously not with your dad, I'm guessing. There is no trust. Okay. But with others, where's your trust?
Probably not there.
Okay.
Much.
Were you a little nervous about this today? Okay. Were you nervous to be in here with him? Okay. Then, the other thing is that when he started to move up to you, I mean, he moved directly. I mean, he was focused on that same spot the whole entire time. I mean, his ears were forward on you. Okay, so then when he started to move up to you to where he's at right now, where did you tell me again where you were feeling it in your body? Okay. In the heart and the solar plexus, right? Okay. The heart, the broken heart, the will, the determination, and okay. So he put his head totally in front of you. No, not yet. So, it's because sometimes he will pass and he will do all of that sideways. He will go along you sideways and maybe back around. But today, I've never seen him stand that still, that far away with anybody before. So, and that was interesting to me. But then when he came up to you, he came up at the same spot that he was staring at. But then when he touched you, how did it make you feel? Okay. Did you feel loved at all?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Did you feel any like transfer of energy at all?
Yes.
So it was comforting?
It was very comforting.
Okay. Did you feel protected?
I do.
Okay.
Still do.
Still do. Well, he's there. So he's like, yep, I'm here.
I want to touch you too. It's here with me.
Okay. So All right, so there's a lot of information there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And there's a lot of emotion there, right?
for sure.
Yeah, okay. So in the beginning of maybe some healing there,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to leave you. I mean, if it was just me and you and we had the rest of the afternoon, I would not interrupt and I would just see what he does. Because even in the situation where I was watching him, I could I could just kind of sense that he was just really loving on you, even though that's it's up in the front like that, and it was kind of making me feel emotional. The other question I have for you is so when your relationship with God. I mean, I don't want to get real pride, but just curious. Where's your relationship with God right now? Okay. Because the reason I'm asking that is because he came at you not hugging you. He came at you not just with the throat, the heart, and the solar plexus to your side. He's putting his head on you. So he's putting his crown against your heart and your solar plexus to where that's saying, okay, to me, it was like an interpretation of, I'm also letting you know that there is a creator out there because this is your source up here in the crown and his and the intuition going on that he loves you and that he wants to renew that relationship with you as well. Does that make sense to you at all? Okay. I hate to break it up. I mean, if you guys want to stand here for a while longer, and then I'll just process with them. I mean, if you were here and I'm working with you as my client, I would have asked deeper questions and I would not make you quit right now. I would let you go as long as you needed to. In fact, can I share, Chris, how long your first session was? 3 hours. 3 hours, I didn't know if she could handle it, I could handle it, or my horse could handle it. And she was bawling and all kinds of, right? So, and when we got done, she was exhausted and it was 3 hours. It was literally 3 hours. So to do this in 20 minutes, 30 minutes is pushing for the horse and the client. Also, lots of times he's like, if she's not totally present in herself, he will go around, he will eat, he will whatever. And then when the client becomes present, he will begin to join up. But today, he didn't do that. He just came over here and he stood right in front of her and he stared at her. So for me, knowing the horse and knowing some of the stuff that I know about the energy, he was holding space for her, but it was like he was afraid to go close to her. It was like he didn't want to have that connection. So that's when I asked her the question about, where's your trust? Where's your connection? Do you feel like are you afraid of something? And then when she says there's a lot going on and she's overwhelmed, then that means he's feeling all that overwhelm. And it's like, I don't know exactly where to go, how close to go, or where to go. But then when it's in here, and he came, I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but he was lined up directly as he was headed towards this part of her. And he just stood there. And with his ears forward with a horse, that means that's where their attention is at. So his attention was on her the whole time. So those are things that give me clues to know what's going on and clues to maybe come up with some questions to ask. The fact that she said she was overwhelmed, I asked her and she said that, I'm kind of repeating myself, but that showed that the chaos that was there and the overwhelm was there. He's like, I'm not going forward to you. And I don't know if you heard what I said to her, but usually when he's working on the different meridians of your body, he will line up his meridian with your meridian. He didn't do that. He usually comes like right next to the client and stands next to them wherever it's at, or maybe passes them with different things, which also gives me clues, but he didn't do that. He stayed directly as he was focused on her, and he walked up to her with his head right into her, and then stood there, like focused on her, not moving. So it was like he was doing something with all three areas at the same time, but bringing safety and making sure that she knew that it was there. The reason that I asked the question about God was simply because we talked about before that when the top of your head is our source to creator with our energy. So he was putting that on her as well. He was giving her like I'm assuring you, I want to love you, I'm comforting you, I'm standing by you, but I'm also doing it this way. I'm not doing it this way. I'm doing it this way. So it's like he was like saying there's a connection here that you have, that you know you can have, and you're kind of missing it, that can help to heal all of this. So could you hear what she was saying? So because she said that when he was there, that it did make her feel safe. It made her feel secure, more secure, and it made her feel loved. So that he was like, it was almost like he was protecting her. And I mean, he does get distracted and there's a lot of noise over there, and he kept turning around and looking at you. And I think probably if I'd walk in there right now, he would push me away. He would get in between us and he would push me away and say, we don't need you, because he's done that to me before. We don't need you, and I'm helping her know that she's protected. And I'm here to protect her. And I'm here, I'm holding space for her. I'm letting know that I care. He doesn't know what she's really thinking. He doesn't know her life story, but we keep that in our bodies. And that's what happens with trauma. It's all there in your body. And it's all the energy, and we hold it in. And that's why we have stomach ulcers and heart problems and headaches and all the different things that we have, because we hold all of that negative juju on the inside of us. And when they have that sense, and they are attracted to us energetically, they come to those spots where we're hurting, those spots that are blocked, those spots that need help, to help bring healing. And that's one of the reasons why with this type of work, that's why I believe in it so much. That's why I want to do it so much. That's why I feel that God's given these horses a special gift to be able to do these things. So he's just saying, I'll stand here as long as you need me to stand here, because I'm not going to leave you. You can trust me. I care for you. I love you, and I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to hold space for you as long as you need. I mean, I've read things where a lot of people who do some of this type of work say, be careful of your horse, or don't put a horse that's had trauma with a person that has trauma. But yet that's when the healing comes for the horse and the person. And with Chris, I was like, I don't know, I may have to revive my horse when this is over. You know, he may lay down for 3 days. I don't know, because that was a long time. But that's also part of it, is when we sit in our offices as with our clients, we're 55 minutes an hour. You know, so that's with here. I open it up, you have the outdoors, and I don't stop at the hour. I allow the horse and the person to be able to work with the healing, the release, the energy, the connection, and allow stuff to happen. Questions? Comments?
It made me want to cry when he was nudging her.
Okay. It made me want to cry too, Rhonda. I could feel it. I just wanted to break down in tears, and I'm going, okay, we're going to run out of time, so I need to go over, and I want to see for sure what's going on too, so you can see a little bit of how that works and how I come up with my questions. I came up with, what are you thinking, to know what she's thinking. And when she told me about her dad, and then that they'd been separated, that made sense to me. Because he was watching. When there's chaos and there's too much confusion, he was like, don't know exactly where to go, but I'm getting this feeling and this magnet of, this is what I need to do. This is where I feel I need to be, but I'm just not sure yet. Plus, when her trust is really negative and she has no trust, I mean, actually, he's like, okay, you know, I want to trust you and I want you to trust me. When we just get on the back of a horse and we ride, we don't trust each other, and we want him to run, or we want him to trot, or we want him to do whatever, so there's not that connection. But they actually do respect us, and they do pick up where we're at. So he was actually respecting her. He was holding space for her. So then that gave me a clue as to the disconnect or the fear. But if there's that much disconnect and that much fear, then who are you trusting? Who do you trust? So then if there is no trust, why don't you trust? What's going on? Where does it hurt? What's happening? This is not normal for him. You may say, oh, this is normal for this horse. It's not. He's just a horse. So if he wants to eat, he'll eat. If you're not doing work, he's going to do work. If he doesn't want you any space, he doesn't care. He'll walk around you, he'll whatever. But it's not normal for him to go in there and stand that still in that position and not move. That's not normal.
He was just pushing her away with his nose. Does that mean anything?
Well, I mean, he's eating now, so he's more relaxed. So where's your energy at right now?
I guess it's a little more relaxed.
Yeah, okay, it's a little dissipated. I'm not into really heavy duty things going on. And I mean, this is my interpretation because I've had him push me away. I've gone in with a client and they're not working and I'm trying to help them. And he will walk up to me and he'll just go, wah, and push me out of his way. Like, I don't need you, get out of the way. We did, when Crystal and I tried to do our first retreat and Ayako was here and we were the only three that showed up, we were out in the arena doing a session. Didn't know what was going to happen. We just started talking about things and I got really upset. And so my thing was nobody, I'm disrespected. Nobody cares. I'm disrespected, whatever. I don't remember exactly. The horse comes up. He's my horse. He wants to get rid of me when I'm riding out in the pasture, so in the field. But he came up and he wrapped around me like this. And so I'd sit there and I go, okay, I feel it. I kind of feel it. I'm getting it. And then when I wasn't getting it right, he actually took me and he pushed me halfway across the arena like, get out of your head. What's wrong with you? Just do something, change. So sometimes that's like, okay, it's all right. You can release now. So that could be with him. He's like, we've got this connection. You feel better. People are staring at us. Mom's blabbing. So it's okay. You're free. That's a possibility. The thing with trauma is that the body has memory and it stays in your body. And then that's why there's triggers. That's why you can feel whatever when you don't know what's going on because maybe the trigger you didn't even know pops up. So there's always triggers. So unless you've really released it all, it's still there. And so we may not feel it all the time, but it's still there. And if it's something that is still bothering you, it doesn't matter. Because that's the thing, lots of times even with counseling, people will come in and go, this is my deal. But then when you start talking to them, you go, no, this is your deal. But I can't tell them that. They don't know that. They don't smell it, they feel it. So it doesn't matter. So licking and chewing means that the horse is relaxed. If he's really nervous, he's really afraid, he's really scared, or he doesn't like what's going on, they'll get really stiff. If you know that they're kind of joining up with you or the tension's gone, licking and chewing means that the horse feels safe and the horse is relaxed. So he did do that. He did that. I don't know if any of you noticed that. But as he was staring at her, he did do that. And while he was standing next to her, he did that once too. So it's like, okay. Which can mean that, he's more relaxed, she's more relaxed, there's some progress going on. I'm the observer. And then from what I observe, I just ask questions. And I wait for them to give me answers. If I'm on the right track, great. But because I've worked with him and I've done this, I can more quickly, easily see. When I first started this, but I can more easily see where the connection is and it gives me a clue. So this is his job, and he's also focused, and there's energy. So if you touch him, then he's thinking, oh, I'm being petted, or I'm going to be brushed, or you're going to give me a treat, or something else. But he knows this is his job right now. Plus, that breaks the client as well. That takes the client out of their space, out of their energy, out of their work. So to keep both of them in their work and to know that it's authentic, I don't allow them to touch the horse. Right now, she can go up if you want to. You can touch him all you want. Okay. I'm so thankful that all of you came to see it so you can kind of more understand it and understand the experience of it. Because actually what you're doing is it's building trust, it's building communication, it's building relationship. I've had women that'll break down and cry and say, I haven't felt loved before, or I haven't felt loved like this for a long time, or I feel like I can trust him, It creates a lot of different responses, and that's the other thing. I don't know. It's always different. So, but the first time I did this, I had this lady, and she was partially deaf. And so I put her in, and we did a Gestalt experiment where she had to talk to herself, kind of, on pros and cons. And the horse is just over there eating, and she's just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This doesn't work. And then she's standing there and she went to walk over and she goes, I got it. I understand it now. And he goes, okay. And he walked over and he's just standing there next to her and goes up to there and I go, oh, he gets it. He can do this. I was excited. Anyway, sorry. That was exciting. So I just let him do his thing. And it's like he has a gift. This is his gift. So I thank God for him and his gift. Yeah. So I do ask him questions to say, how do you feel about this? Can you tell me what you're feeling in your body? Can you tell me where you feel it, where you sense it? Can you tell me what's going on with it? And then that gives me a clue to see if I'm right, if what I'm thinking is right. So then it's like it's kind of an intuition, Tom. I just kind of go like with her. I'd never seen him stand that far apart. So to me, that was like he wanted to join up, but he didn't want to join up. She was willing and she was working, but he was like something that was like there was a big bubble over the top of her. And he was like, I'm not crossing it. So it's like, I either don't want to go into your space and make you, because I'm not sure you'll trust me, or I don't trust you. You've got this protective bubble around you, and I don't know, you know. So I thought he may have stood outside that bubble for a long time. But if it's a while and nothing's happening, then I'll go up. But the fact that he was outside of that bubble gave me a clue to what's going on. You know, when I say, so what's going on in you? What were you thinking about? Because I want to know where they're at and what type of work they're doing. And then I just, like you do in the office, I just start asking questions of what one question leads to another. Does that help?
Yeah. And so, I mean, coming into it, how much do you know
Sometimes
about the issue?
Sometimes nothing. That was like, I keep using Chris because she said I could talk about her, but I didn't know about, I mean, I knew a little bit about stuff with Chris from what she's shared with me in the office, but I didn't. And like when we did this last the retreat in the spring and we had some people here, I didn't know anything about him. We had one lady that came from Las Vegas and I knew nothing about her. So I just take what I see. And then I let them open up, because if I don't know anything, it helps me to not be trying to put ideas in their head or in my head or judgmental. I just let them, it's kind of like an intake. I don't know, can I ask you, Chris? Especially with the first 3 hours, and then Chris was back a week ago Friday. So was there a difference? And was there a difference in your healing with what you're doing? Because you're also seeing a counselor too, so.
Right. Definitely did notice the difference. And I was just, as far as the overwhelming thing, the first time I did it, you kept trying to describe what it was. And like you said, you really can't describe it. And when you get out there and experience it, it was just such an overwhelming feeling to me. And like you said, the love, I'm here for you, I care, just all the things. It was amazing. It's still hard for me to describe, because like you wanted me to write something about it, and I can't even figure out how to put it all in words, because it was a very, very emotional thing.
And how did you feel? How did your body feel? How did you feel physically the next 2 days?
Oh, mercy. So both times that I've done this, the second day after, but the first day, like this last time I felt so relieved on Saturday. It was like, so I feel light and good, but Sunday I was wiped out. I was so tired. My body hurt all over, just all the stuff of just, and then by Monday I was just seriously just ticked off at the world. So there was just so many things just going through with the different emotions and processing it. But in the immediate part, I felt the love, the security, I released a lot of things, you know, but yeah, definitely a whole process.
Because of all those things that I read really fast that deal with trauma, that's begin to heal, then that's your body. I mean, you're feeling all those things in your body. So it's a body release as well, energy release.
So is it, can it be with somebody that is nonverbal? Have you ever worked with like someone who is so
Completely
far-
nonverbal?
Yeah. Would
Not
it help you
really.
to help?
It
Could the horse talk for them, I guess
Yes,
is what I'm asking,
yes,
right?
yes. Does the person know they're nonverbal? Do they understand?
Yes.
Okay, so they can nod their head or say yes or no, or no, it should work fine, because the horse doesn't use words, and the horse doesn't know what you're saying. The horse knows what you're feeling and where you're feeling it, but yeah. We're doing a retreat in April.
April 30th through
Oh, yeah.
the 3rd or 4th, whatever.
Okay, April 30th through starting in April 30th, 4 days, and then another one in October, the first week of October. So we're going to give 20% off on that too. And with the retreats, we're going to do $9.95 for 4 days, 3 nights, full lodging, all your food, therapy, Bible study, whatever. If you live in town or you want to find your own place to stay, and we can have more than our 4 or 5, it's going to be $7.
I think you said 975, 775.
Okay, 975, 775, and if you want to just do a day, like Chris came out for a day last time, you just want to do a day, we put it at 250, right?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Since I don't speak English, so I'm from Japan, so my English is not the first language. So my point is, especially because I didn't speak English, so word doesn't, like, you know, if I'm saying or somebody's telling me I love you, word, but if I don't feel the frequency, which is energy, I don't feel it in the heart. So I think this is awesome because horse feel your energy. So you don't have to speak it because they feel it. So that's just what I wanted to say because I don't, you know, I'm from other country. So that was it. But this is awesome.
Yeah, thank you. We did, Iami helped me do one with a friend of yours. Who's,
Yeah,
she
didn't
spoke
speak.
some English, but not a lot,
Right.
but it went beautifully. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
every
meaningful
time.
for her. Yeah, it went beautifully. Okay, so there's refreshments in there. You're going to hang out as long as you want.
And I got it.
Awesome.
Cool.